Hello guys, you're welcome to the Minority Report Nigeria. I am Chidozie.
And I'm Walter.
And today we will be discussing something that makes me roll my eyes so hard. I see all my bad decisions from 2007. Apparently, what's her name? Yes, a Dr. Holly Richmond, PhD, in case anybody was in doubt of that, came up, is a certified, very certified sex therapist and marriage and family counselor, came up with this study in narcissism that is called Demisexuality. As though we didn't have enough labels. So, a demisexual is someone, and this is made out clearly, is being made out as a sexual orientation. A demisexual is someone who does not experience sexual attraction unless they form a strong emotional connection or bond first. How to know if you're demisexual? 1. Looks are mostly irrelevant to you. I don't want to go into the long whatever after that. 2. Most, if not all of your relationships have started out as friendships. That is such a revelation.
Wait, okay, see, I feel like
let me
I
just
feel like
go
I
to
have to
this.
do something on this.
You frequently put more pressure on first dates than other friends. Okay. That is very uncommon, I see. You still feel primary sexual attraction to strangers, but it's fleeting. What is a crush? Your crushes seem like a really big deal. Pin drop moments. You have found yourself very confused in friendships. That is so weird. That's never been heard of before. People often dub you a prude. Yes. Oh, that's all. Surprisingly short list for what constitutes demisexuality.
For one.
So, okay, we're about to be educated.
If
Who's a demisexual? Or what is this new thing called demisexuality?
if sarcasm is a smell, Doty has polluted this place. I should get that out of the way. I am suffocating here. But here's the thing, and clearly, I mean, I think there is a validity to this claim. Okay, first of all, the post that he read was published on Keto Diaries, and it was sent by someone who, in the beginning of that post, something he clearly neglected to add. This whole emotional thing.
Yeah.
This person says, prior to my discovery of this word just a few hours ago, I'd always assumed I was an oddity and accepted it as that. I cannot say I've always wanted to fit in, but coming across the word which explains how I feel and view the world, knowing it has a definition, brought on quite the relief I had not anticipated. So clearly, this is somebody who has been battling with some issues.
And doesn't have a PhD. Just so
Based on his attraction to people, his sexual attraction to people, and hasn't quite understood where to fit it into. So, based on the definition of what a demisexual is, someone who needs to, who needs to form an emotional bond connection with someone first. So clearly, this is someone who doesn't feel. Who isn't invested in one night stands, who doesn't do quick hookups, who clearly isn't on any of the online dating sites, that's Tinder or Grindr or whatever. Now, here's the difference with what I think this is, because Jose is clearly coming from a point of view where he feels like this is
oversimplification by overlabeling.
That it's not something that is hefty enough to be qualified as a sexual orientation.
I think it's even more than that. I think it's conflating what is clearly, like behavioral attributes,
Yes.
behavioral psychology, and what things that speak to temperament, personality, and perhaps maybe some unresolved issues that might be rooted in traumatic experiences, conflicting it with a sexual orientation.
Well, okay, do you think sexuality is something?
That's utter nonsense, please.
Not as a sexual orientation,
Yeah.
but as a behavioral orientation.
Demisexuality is basically common sense. You attract people that have sense, people that are smart.
Yes.
I mean, normally,
no, it's not a normal
okay,
thing.
no, it's not. It might not be a normal thing, but why does that need to be labeled?
You know, people, there has to be distinctions. People have to identify. People have to.
And that is the
people have to
problem
see,
I
people
have.
have to see. No, wait, hold on. People have to see themselves in. They have to see a definition of themselves. And so, when a person who's sapiosexual finds that he is only attracted to someone, looks or no looks, but someone who is smart, and in a situation where that's maybe on during one dinner conversation, the person says something stupid, you know, the person suddenly realizes, okay, I'm not feeling you anymore. I'm not feeling any sexual attraction towards you. The person, if there was no word like sexual, the person keeps.
Yeah. But what that is not is a sexual orientation.
No,
That
it's
is
not. I know,
exactly, that's
I
my
know,
problem with this.
I know sexuality is not
This
sexual.
demisexuality is being made out as a sexual orientation. That is my problem with it. Here's the thing. Like, I mean, that we keep acting. There's this obsession with labels that's just really eye-worthy right now. We keep acting as though these labels are a destination in themselves. Labels exist for people to identify politically in order for those labels to stop existing. But we just keep coming up with all these labels as though, okay, I am demisexual. Then what then? What is that really? You're not attracted to someone until you meet them in person and all of that. And here's the thing. Here's another major problem I have with this. There are certain things on that list I can identify with. I have never met anybody off of Facebook or I downloaded Tinder. I've had Tinder on my phone for 2 years. I've literally used it for like I think I've used it for 30 minutes, and I have never met anybody off Tinder. I had Grindr for literally 2 seconds. I'm that person. I keep saying that I cannot until I meet somebody in person. You don't exist. You're just an avatar. That is a behavioral trait.
Yes, I think. No,
When
I think. No, I think. When I read that, I think demisexuality belongs on the same.
As sapiosexuality,
sapiosexuality,
fine.
yes.
That makes sense. And then here's another problem I have with this thing. Like, there are certain things, some of the things I relate with on that list are things I have come to learn are rooted in the traumatic experience of sexual abuse, particularly the parts that have to do with intimacy and stuff. I have some intimacy issues I'm working over. But when you go, I have this thing, and rather than treat it like a problem, you go, and this might not be true for everybody, but if it's true for me, it has to be true for some people. When you go, I have certain intimacy issues or blah 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 blah. I'm a demisexual. Then you will not. They're not going to engage with that problem and walk through it. So this is a very dangerous label to be talking about. And what exactly is demisexuality?
No,
if you agree, I'm coming. If you agree that sexuality is a spectrum, in which case that they are like extremes, which is asexuality in this sense of whatever this demi whatever is. In which there are extremes, which is asexuality on this end and hypersexuality on the other end. Why try to label any part of that in between, that spectrum in between? You might be close to asexual, which is fine, big deal. You might be close to hypersexual, fine, big deal.
Yeah.
What is the point of wanting to label? Because we have demisexual. Tomorrow you see hyper, metro, sexual or something. This is how we start. It makes no sense.
No, come on, does it calm down? Wait. You said something about asexuality, and this brings me.
It's an extreme.
Yeah. As a sexual orientation of the behavior.
It's a sexual orientation, of course.
Okay, just
so we are clear. Because some people think asexuality is not a thing.
No, yeah, like it's something a phase people go through. You know, because I know there was this he's an American reality star. The guy's only claim to fame was when he did Big Brother or something in the US or UK.
Was it one that wants to become an alien or something? That said he wants to become an alien?
I don't. The only time I got to know he has kept relevance in using Instagram by posting, very, very provocative shots. He has a good body and all that, so he capitalizes on that.
Okay, he's not present.
And so then one day he makes a post. And this is someone who has been actively documenting on Instagram his dalliances with different guys and all that. He's gay. And so then one day suddenly he makes a post about how he's so off guys and all that, and how he feels like he's asexual. And so there's this intimation that he's making his sexuality seem like something his face is going through,
Yes.
or something like that. And there was this instant backlash against him. Like people were like, "Dude, just say you are that to you men has come. You know, like you're off men for the moment. So don't conflate your temporary emotional turmoil with someone's actual identity. You get so." So that's what I wanted to, because there's this tendency to people can have a hard time, and I'll have to admit, there was a time I did have that hard time, coming to them, imagining that there are people whose entire existence is wrapped in not having any sort of emotional sexual attraction for another human being. But over time, I have been reading and I've been seeing people. I've been reading up on people who identify as
asexual. I haven't met anybody who identifies as asexual, but I know somebody who knows somebody who identifies as
asexual. And I've come to realize that this is actually, this is just as it looks incredible. It looks like something that isn't human, but there are people who think that being homosexual isn't also human. So we have to understand, given for the fact that there are all sorts of diversities that exist. Like I remember, I don't know where I read that. Okay, I think it was in a book. The lady was talking about it. She called me woman. The lady was talking about how people should understand that in the same way that God created flowers, different kinds of flowers, different colors, different
shades, variety.
A variety of flowers. That is the way we should expect human beings to be. Different kinds of people. So
that's if you're going with the God rhetoric, though.
But that's just a way of clarifying this whole thing about asexuality. But demisexuality, on the other hand, I just think it's a behavioral.
Exactly. A sexual orientation.
I think I think it's something that qualifies the way you are attracted to someone.
Exactly. We should talk about it in the same terms as sapisexual, which also makes me roll my eyes, because you are sapisexual.
It is real.
Yeah, of course, you're trying to somebody that, or to people.
It's something that qualifies your attraction to someone.
Actually,
but it's not
who attract people who are dumb. Like I'm just asking for you. People who are dumb, like Jesus.
Wait, have you not read The Help? Have you read The Help or watched The Help?
I've watched The Help.
The white woman who was ostracized from the main community.
I can't remember. What did she do?
There's this. She's the depiction of a blonde bimbo, basically.
But there you go. She's a bimbo. Explains it.
Well, that's not to be politically correct, but that's a representation of someone who's dumb, but who was married. Like her husband is someone who met her, slept with her, fell for her, and married her. In his opinion, she is uncomplicated.
And she's not a threat to his masculinity in any way.
So, you see, yes.
Which is still a behavioral thing. He's insecure. He needs somebody to... That's their business then. So yes, demisexuality and sexual orientation, please, we're not doing that this year. No, just no. Mba. We're not here for it. So, anti-Holly whatever with your PhD. Go back to where you came from with that nonsense. So demisexuality, we can talk about it in terms of like sapisexuality, it's a personality thing or whatever, but not as a sexual orientation. Please no. This rush to label everything, there's also an important space for interrogating these labels. Yes, you come up with this label with your PhD, and when it doesn't fit, no, you're not doing it. Please carry on, be going. So, Oku has. And here's the thing, like. Sexuality is a spectrum. This sense of feeling like an oddity because you are not as sexually active as other people comes from this idea that there is even how do I put it now? A normal kind of sexual drive. We cannot have a normal kind of sexual drive and have a spectrum at the same time. Those things, they cancel each other out. So we have to pick. Do we have, is sexuality a spectrum? The board says yes. So there is no such thing as a normal set of sex drive.
And
if some people
that,
can take 3 years without sex, that's
that,
fine.
that whole thing about normal sexual drive, normal this, normal that, it really should be.
It should just die a natural death.
Yes, because it is one of those things that drives this gatekeeping.
Exactly, and puts a lot of pressure on people for no reason.
Sex lives, Oh, you are a hoe. Like, I'm sorry, what qualifies as a hoe? How many people do I have to sleep with before you? I'm now.
Let me say from like 50. Then there's whole plus and whole extra and whole prime. So it's a graduate.
But yeah, so yes, that is I have to, because when there's a person like that, it makes some sort of sense to get rid of the labels. Although I'm one who has always been
let people just define
I've always been a believer in labels, because it helps. Yeah, it helps.
No, labels help, but labels are not a destination. We keep the way we are going about it as though the labels are destination. And I read something in that article like you can be asexual and be not asexual. You can be gay and be demisexual. You can be, which clearly points out that demisexual is not a thing.
Yeah.
What is it? Is it a shadow sexuality, or you are gay or bisexual on weekdays, then on weekends you are demisexual? What is that? What is it really? What is it, demisexual? Stop trying to make fetch happen. Demisexual is not a thing. Thank you.
Okay. That's it. Thanks for the little cute today. So I can just drop that here. So, but yeah, that's it for today. But hey, if you were someone who, according to this, you cannot form any sexual attraction to someone unless you get close to the person, don't think you're a freak. If you're called a prude, don't think it as someone shaming you. Don't take it as an insult. Also understand that there is a label for you. It is something. It's just one of the many things that makes you who you are. You're a demisexual. Okay, that's cool. I mean, if the label, if one positive thing can be said about this label, it's another cool thing. I mean, it's cooler than, somebody says, oh, you prude, or you bitch, or you ice princess. You can say, oh, please, shut it. I'm a demisexual. See how cool that sounds. So yeah,
that's it on today's episode. Until we come your way next time, I'm Chidozie.
And Walter.
And this has been the Minority Podcast.
Have a demisexual day.
Bye.